All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome to another beautiful session here, New York session. This is sort of like we're coming into the Halloween day, and looks like there are some issues where we are unable to see some wicks, but that will be resolved here soon. So now it's the end of the month, and end of the month you have to take special precaution, because end of the month, this is a time where a lot of people lose money because they want to reach those monthly targets, or they want to reach that goal that they had set in mind. So I would say maybe go with a lower risk here today if you're not an experienced trader. So let's take a look here now. Oh, the wicks are not that clean at all. I wonder if we can fix that here for the YouTube community. And let's see if we can do some things, move some things around. I guess it's gonna fix itself with time. So we're gonna, well, you can take a look at your own charts, right? All right, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at Forex Factory. Of course, we have a lot of things happening. We have some nukes dropping this week. Major news happening this week. Looking at Tuesday, we got nothing really happening, but then again, we got, employment change for New Zealand, but that's besides the point. The main pie of this week is going to be on Wednesday. Wednesday, we have non-farm payrolls. They're looking at increasing the rates to 4.0. Now, Canada had the same thing, but Canada increased the rates to like 3.75 instead of 4.0. So we're going to see how this works. Then we got, ADP. And then on Thursday, we got pound rates. Man, it's going to be interesting. We got pound rates as well. They're looking at 3.0 from 2.25. Then Friday, we have NFP. Amazing. So this is going to be very interesting how things play out. All right, so let's do some analysis here. Let's start from the 4-hour time frame. Why aren't these wicks visible? I don't like when things are not perfect. So looking at pound yen here, let's move this up over here. We have pound yen at this point. We have gold at this point. Gold is pushing down. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Now, I knew gold is going to continue pushing down based on the analysis I sent in Slack, and those analyses were clearly stating that they are raising the rates. So, once they do raise the rates, I think there's going to be a very high probability that market is going to price that in. So I think that's the reason why we're seeing this move coming down on gold. We just needed some confirmation. Is there an IB link for doing markets? Yes, we do have. So let's try this over here. Let's see if we can get these wicks to work. Here's a little advertisement for you guys. You guys enjoyed that? It's the same. But just look at your own charts. Anyway, looking at the 1 hour time frame, we are pushing down. We're creating a support around what's this over here, 1636, and below this area. Let's take a look to the left hand side. Let's take a look to the left hand side. On the left hand side, we also have some zones here to the left hand side. The only problem is that there was a rejection down at 1634. Let's take a look at that, what it looks on 30-minute time. So that's basically a support. So I think if you do break below 1635, 1636, I think we can continue pushing down till at least 1630, which is 50 pips away. You know, so probably this is going to be an area of interest where price can come down. Just we're going to keep that in mind right here. Bring it all the way to the right hand side. Perfect. So this is something that I'm going to be looking at here now, right? So we've created a resistance on a 30-minute time frame. We have created a support down at the bottom here. Let's see what these wicks look like on the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute, okay, yeah, that's also a pretty solid support. So we're going to draw a rectangle right here, and I think this is something I'm going to be looking for price to break, for it to continue pushing down. So this is going to be my potential sells. Oh, hold on. Text 1. Potential sells below 1636. Here we go. This is what I'm going to be looking at here today. Potential sells below 1636. Do you know Euro CPI release in 15 minutes? Yes, but that's besides the point. I don't think that's gonna work as well, so we shall see. Hey Raj, it's my first time on the stream. I just want to say thank you for all the knowledge you put out there for all of us member of Market Fluidity, and looking forward to the SRC. Thank you, man. Thank you, appreciate it. So let's do this. There we go. The mystery of the wicks has been resolved at this point. Is this a different account? Nope, it's the same account. This account was at 5,000, so made about $355 here with one trade. Took an earlier trade on pound yen buy, but you know, it didn't really work out as I expected it to work out. Basically, the whole idea on the buy on pound yen was that we had formed a support, right? And candle broke below this low, and then price came back in the range. When price came back in the range, so I was anticipating volume from London Open to push price back up, but I wasn't feeling too confident. I had my stops down around, you know, 171, 350, so I closed the trade because I wasn't confident, and that's why I have this $18 loss over here. But then on gold, my favorite setup showed up on the 30-minute time frame, and this would have been a sin to miss out on this with my regular lot size, you know. So I put my stops at around 10 pips, and you know, went perfectly well. So let's do some analysis on pound yen here as well. On the 4-hour time frame, 4-hour basically is trying to come up towards 172, 120. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1 hour is creating a support. Very simple analysis. Support down to 171, 170. We're creating a resistance here as well. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. On the 30-minute now seems like we are in a range, and this range is 47 pips. My phone's battery is dying. See this phone right here? My burner phone. Battery is dying over here. So I gotta charge this phone up. What's the main reason volume shifted from London to NYSE? I don't know. It's just what it is. I don't try to think of that. I just notice that, and when that happens, then that's about it. All right, so to simply put, I think pound yen is just ranging. So we have to wait for price to break out of this range. And it's also tough, you know, like if we think price can continue to push up. We have this level of resistance here, like a minor resistance. So we'll have to wait to see how price is going to go beyond this area. So at this point, I think I'm going to stay away from pound yen. And I'm only going to focus on gold at this point to see if we break below 1636 to continue pushing down. Let's take a look at this chart sent in by Raza. Hi, dear Raja. Hope you are well using US 30. Price broke a little over here. Very nice. 50 pips. Is it risk dollar per points? Yes. Let's take a look at Chris chart. Chris sent a chart. Buy above, sell below. Yep, makes sense. Let's do a full analysis here on pound yen actually. Till we're waiting for the candle to close. We still got about 10 minutes left till the 1 hour candle closes, the 30-minute, 15-minute, you know, so let's just do analysis on a 1 hour and then we got the 30-minute. Now here's the problem, right? If you have a 30-minute candle break above 171.650, you have a minor resistance at 171, you know, 780, 800. So I think that this is going to be our smoking gun at this point that we want to break, because if we can break above 171.800, then you got clean range of about 30 pips for price to move up. I would still say 30 pips is going to be pretty good for, you know, to execute a trade on. So I think I'm going to wait for price to break above 171.800. If the opportunity presents itself, I think that's going to work very, very well. You know, other than that, we're in a range. Also, another thing is very, very important thing. Now, this is only visual on the higher time frame. So if we look on the weekly time frame, we can see that the weekly candle didn't really go bearish. The daily candle didn't really, well, you know, it didn't really move down after market open, because this is where the market opened, 179.60, and we didn't really push down. So I do think there is some room for price to push down, whether that happens on Thursday with the interest rates, when they talk about inflation, or whether that happens before that. So I think we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be a waiting game here. So I think this is, for me, is going to be a no trade range. But if we do push down, you know, it's pretty tough looking to the left-hand side. So we're going to wait to see what price does at this point. Could I make a sell input entry in the 1 hour chart in gold? Sell entry on the 1 hour chart, but wait at support. Could you tell me the formula on how to calculate my risk with lot size? Is it dollar points? How to calculate your risk with lot size? You can use one of, there are a lot of online tools available. Also, you can use the magic keys here as well. I found my other magic keys.
Okay, let's see here. How could CPI change the direction of gold? Well, CPI, we'll have to wait and see, right? But as from what we've seen in the past, is that CPI tends to drop gold down, and then with the inflation, you know, gold goes back up. That's what we've seen in the past 4 CPIs. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is the best setup, right? Took sells. When price broke the low of the bullish candle, I need to learn hold the trade closed after reaching 1 to 1.5 RR. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you don't need to learn. You just need to
All right. So at this point right here, I don't think you need to learn to hold the trade. That's the wrong choice of words. You need to just close 90% and leave the rest running. But it was still a pretty good trade at this point. Hello, Master. I've been watching your webinars for 2 months so far. The setup booby trap candle has been 98% effective. In all your years, what is the effectiveness of this setup? Well, it works. Yeah. Do you think we will learn at SRC, will change the way we have traded up to now and we'll be more profitable? The profitability depends on you. You know, like SRC, education, whatever there is, like, you know, they're all tools provided to you so you can create your own, like, you know, understanding of the markets and price action. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, okay. Dow Jones, you're looking at a sell below for price to move down. Perfect. If you're taking trades with a standard one lot size, will your risk be higher when taking trades with a smaller stop loss or bigger stop loss? No. My risk is always going to stay the same in terms of percentage. Why does the percentage change in your toolbox window not match your account size? For example, 384 profit is not 0.23 0.23% of 9,500. What are you looking at? What's wrong with the mic? Mic is fine. Mic is perfectly fine. This is risk. I used 0.24% of my 2% risk. Let's see here. Can I pay market fluidity by Bitcoin? If you can find it, send an email and then we'll take a look at that. He's looking at the percentage price change. Oh yeah, that's the percentage by the price changed on gold. Don't cut the math class. Okay. How much was your risk for gold trade? Around like, 1%, something like that. How much was your risk? No, not like almost 2%. How do you calculate potential sell and buy points? Why did you pick those areas? Well, that's something you have to learn by watching price action. So yeah, so I guess we're just waiting over here now, looking at gold. Another thing that I've realized is that whenever we have a move in, let's say, pre-London, almost, if not almost always, there's a probability that price corrects that move. So we had a move down in pre-London and London Open, and if that theory is correct with the correct confirmations, I think and I believe that there's a probability if we do break above, 1640, I think we can correct this move down all the way back up towards 1642. So we'll see. Your mic don't work well. Probably it's your speakers at this point now because the mic is working very well. Do you believe in smart money concepts? I don't believe in smart money concepts. If you say that smart money concepts are concepts that banks trade with, I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's correct because banks wouldn't want us to know where they trade. Think about that. Banks basically trade the way they trade, and it's absolutely preposterous that you can think that banks are going to tell you where to trade. Please, how can I purchase market fluidity using crypto? Here in Nigeria, PayPal is not accepted. Who am I going to email? Email sales@marketfluidity.com. Is this still MT5? Yes, you can see right here it says MT5. Please explain why you put stop loss above previous candle versus current candle. When you're looking at impulse entries, you're placing stops above the current candle depending on how the candles are forming at that point. If price goes 10 to 12 pips in profit and come back to entry, will you close 50% all whole? I'm probably going to close everything at 12% at 12 pip profits, especially if it's in New York session. How can I build confidence on my trades? By taking smaller lot sizes and letting them run. Are you thinking of live streaming pre-NY all week? Thinking of doing? I don't know. I'm still thinking. Good morning. My name is Randy. Hey, Randy. Good morning. I'm still studying and working on the market fluidity. I'm also waking up NY. Bless Raja. I'm in Arizona. Thank you thank you, man. Thank you, Randy, for the kind words. I really appreciate it. When you're looking left and say it's pretty difficult, could you explain what you're seeing? Okay. So when I look left to this area, 171, 170, when I look left, I see a rejection right here. So when I see a rejection right here, I'm thinking that previously price rejected this area. So maybe there's a high probability as price breaks below 171, 140, we may reject this area, and then you got another, this is where the market opened at that point, and then you got another big rejection. So this is why I say it's very, very difficult, right? If we break above 171, 800, you see that to the left-hand side, we have clean candles, and price may have a easier, price may have a better opportunity to continue pushing up since we had clean candles to the left-hand side. So that's what I mean by, price may have some issues. And if we look at gold over here, gold, moving up, we have clean candles to the left-hand side, and moving down as well, we got clean candles. I think if you notice 1641 area on 30-minute time frame will reject clean to 1643. Yeah, so we'll see how this candle closes. How do you make an order to close half the position at break even at MT5? Use magic keys. There's a button on it. Close half. Is London session timing shifted? Well, if the time in London has shifted, then it has shifted. That's correct. What do you think about order flow? I don't know much about order flow. So this is where the 15-minute candle has closed, 30-minute candle has closed with no wick on the top. The 1 hour candle has closed. Look at this small body, big rejection wick, you know, pretty difficult. So for me to take a buy at this point, I would probably want to see this 30-minute candle to wick down and then break its own high to take a buy for price to continue pushing up. So I want it to wick down first, probably like a deeper wick over here because this candle has no top wick. So when I say the candle has no top wick, this means there's a 50-50 probability that this candle can continue pushing up. And I don't want to execute on 50-50 probability, you know, so I'd rather execute on a higher probability. Does your broker work on MT5? Yep, that is MT5. All right, let's take a look at pound yen, see how pound yen is doing. Pound yen, pound yen, pound yen. Pound yen is still in this area. So yeah, you know, just gonna wait on gold here now. That's it. Because the candle closed with no wick on the top. Is there any chance in New York session? Because in the last month you traded most of time in London session. Yeah, I mean, if a trade presents itself, sure. Is it me or the audio is like Raja's on helium? Oh, you fixed it. I think we can set partial close at certain pips with magic keys, close 50% on 10 pips automatically. Yes, you can. Were you live earlier? No. Can we open an account from Pakistan? Sure. Tuning in from South Africa. Oh, thank you. Welcome. Welcome, Mankoba Mahalela. Mankoba Mahalela. Can you please elaborate time zones like pre-London, London Open, pre-New York, New York Open, New York Open with Pakistani time? No. Google that. Hello, mentor. Got a question. Which skills are in high demand and supply is scarce in today's generation? Which skills are in high demand? Copywriting, writing for websites, like, you know, jobs on Twitter to post tweets. That's in high demand. Online customer service jobs. Those are in high demand. Making logos are in high demand. You know, like anything you see on Fiverr, that's in high demand. You know, I contacted 2 people to make logos for me. One person charged me $50 and the other one charged me $200. And the one who charged me $50, they did an amazing job. The one who charged me $200, they did a shit job. You know, so, hey man, the guy made $200 by making shit logos. So, you know, there's demand for everything. It would be great to see you in Germany. I'm teaching all of my friends the strategy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very soon, I think in the summertime, we're going to move ourselves over to Germany. Will you stream FOMC? Yes. Yes. How much has price moved? 8, 9, 10 pips? Yeah, nothing really much. Yeah. I just started following you today, both on YouTube and Twitter. Is the time if a live stream the same? Yes. I got my first order on Fiverr yesterday. It was a $100 project. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. What do you do on Fiverr? Traded. One of our members here from Market Fluidity, they got the first $100 project. Very nice. What was it? What do you do? Let us know. I'm a social media marketer. Oh, okay. New to all your content, I understand you're making SMC. Can I still join Market Fluidity? Sure. Any plans for bootcamp in India? No. My gold stop loss for 4 pips and now went 40 pips. Gold didn't even go 40 pips. I'm an SEO expert. Amazing. Taking riskier trades got to be done by 8. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a buy. You took, oh, wow, look at that. 7 cents. 6 pip profit. Risky trades. Very nice. Can you explain your sell during the London session in gold? Already explained it in the start of the stream. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are 2,000 people watching live, and let's get the likes up to 1,000. Let's get the likes up to 1,000 so we can continue on with the stream. If you don't get the likes up to 1,000 before the 15-minute candle closes, we're going to end the stream. The stream is going to end. If we don't get to 1,000 likes before the 15-minute candle close, so this candle right here, if it closes and the likes are not at 1,000, we're going to end the stream. And that's my paycheck right there. You got to pay me with likes. Hello, coach. My respects. I have a very good indicator, MT5 candle, which shows the candle closing time. I can share if anyone interested. Oh, nice. I got one right over here. See this? It tells me there are 10 minutes left before the stream ends. Let's take a look at this link over here, sent in Zoom. Oh, $10,000. Okay, look at that. Top grade seller. These are very nice logos. Oh, wow, nice logo over there. One logo design along with white transparent background, 3 days, delivery, standard, premium, $22,200. I think 200, like when I looked at that logo, what they made me, I was like, yeah, you know what? But nice, that's very good. Being on Fiverr, you can make some extra cash on the side. Very good. Master, because lately you are doing your gold analysis in 15-minute, is it not more reliable to see it in a 30-minute? It is more reliable, but there are certain situations that you need to adapt to, you know, but this gold trade was taken on a 30-minute. I'm the first one who liked the stream. Thank you. So we are at 748 likes and 2,000 people watching. Let's get them up to 1,000. 752. 752 likes. Let's get to 1,000 before the 15-minute candle closes. The stream is going to end for YouTube and it's going to continue on for the people in Zoom. Come on, guys. Why does he keep calling you master? Because I am a teacher, so I think that's why. Assalamu alaikum, Raja Kya. Thank you. I'm doing very well. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at this chart here by Lo I. Sent a chart. Sir, when you consider this zone a rejection or clean range, I would consider this as a probability of rejection. You know, this area right here, a probability of rejection, I would say. Could you please take a look at this trade I took on Friday during NY? What could I have done better? What's this over here? Entered sell position once the current dynamic broke its own low right here. Trail stop loss, secured 70 pips and close. Great. What else you could have done better, man? You got 70 pips. What else could you have done better? Come on, man. Are you doubting your analysis, your performance? 70 pips, that's crazy. 899 likes. Come on, guys. If you're driving, pull up on the side and click that thumbs up and also subscribe. Subscribe to the channel as well. That comes with a liking as well. We are at 905 likes and we are 7 or 6 minutes away from the stream to end. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This chart is Dominion Market has a top wick on the 15-minute. Oh, so your buys are up over here? Yeah, what wick are you looking at, man? It's a very, very small wick, I guess. And that wick was probably caused by the spread. Oh, wow, look at that. 1,000 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's erase this line over here. Okay, 30-minute candle, pound yen, nothing. Ranging. Just range. This is still plowing through. Amazing. No FOMO, no trade, no nothing. I love daylight saving changes. Thank you. I started watching something called ICT. They have different YouTube videos on YouTube. Would you recommend this for beginners? It seems complex because it is complex. You know, here's the thing. There are different strategies out there and different strategies work for different sort of people. I started to learn that as well in the beginning, but it was way too complex for me. Very, very, very complex for me. And I'm not a smart person. To be honest, I'm not that smart at all. So I had to look at things from a very simplistic point of view. And simple things worked for me. And I stuck with that. You know, I bought 1 million Shiba Inu to reach $1, save $10 again. Oh, nice. We are trading FOMC with Uncle Ted this time. I don't know. Would you please sing us a song? No. I say you're pretty smart. Look at what you've built. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. I think, so I was talking to this buddy of mine. So we're buddies now in this mastermind group, and this guy is worth 250 million. And I asked him, like, what do people do to reach that billion-dollar status? And he said that what they do is they focus on things they can control, they focus on things they know, and that's the only thing they do over and over and over and over again. That's it. He said that's all what they do. They don't diversify in different things. They don't do that. They own the biggest risk you're going to take is to diversify or invest in things you don't know. That's the bottom line. You have to focus on things that you do know, and you have to focus on to do those things to the best of your abilities. That's it. Firstly, great inspiration to see your 5K account growing gives me much confidence to start my own question. You started using one lots when your account was 6,000 to 7,000. Is that too much for risk? No, I started using one lots when the account was at around close to 7,800, 7,900. It's called diversified. I observed that during high volume times in gold, candles don't respect minor rejections and keep moving. Yeah, that's true. The only reason I didn't execute a buy over here because the previous candle closed with the wick on the top, and we got 4 minutes left for the candle to close. Have you thought about doing a boot camp in South Africa? No. No, sir. What's the swing trade when you hold the trade for a number of days? I have a 1,000 account. What lot size I should use? 0.1. Can we still buy market fluidity if you can find it? Sure. When the hour in Europe changes, does pre-London changes? Well, sure. I mean, if the hour changes, I mean, come on, man. Greetings from Kosovo. What are the main confirmations before executing a trade? You need confirmations. Or at least you need a candle to close in your direction before even taking a trade in that specific direction. I like the fact you'll risk some of your profits for the week to bump up your account. Taking trades with huge probability. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's done with a lot of patience, to be honest. A lot of patience is needed for that, and most of the time that patience comes from sitting and watching price move. Like right now, the 15-minute candle, I'm watching it move. It has moved about 12 pips at this point. Probably someone's out there watching this 15-minute candle moving, and they're thinking, man, shit, I could have taken this trade. I could have done this, blah, 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 blah. But what I'm doing is I'm sitting here watching this candle move, and I'm thinking that, okay, could we get a retracement, or could we get some sort of a candle forming after this to give us a confirmation that we can push higher by NY open or not? That's what I'm thinking at this point. One, your main rule, if price went in profits for at least 10-15 pips and comes back 90%, go in the profit and then go in the favor. Well, Loai, firstly, you have my one rule wrong. When price goes in 10 to 15 pip profits, especially in NY session, I close 90%. But if price goes in 7 to 8 pip profits, comes back to my entry point, I close 50%. And once it goes in profits, then that's something called giving your trade a second chance. I think sometimes you can get in a trade early. If it doesn't work out right, you don't. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Why don't you have monthly market fluidity subscription? Because then I would be creating a job for myself, and I don't want to have a job. Like having a monthly subscription, I'd probably owe people something. And doing these live streams, I don't owe you guys anything. Nothing. I don't owe nothing to nobody. I mean, that's why I don't have, But sir, if I want to run till pre-NY, then sure, let it run till pre-NY. That's it. What's the problem? Let it run till pre-NY. Close 90%, put stops at break even, let it run till pre-NY. Not all the time they're going to run in 3NY. Sometimes they're going to run there. So you have to sit and watch them happen. Watch them happen maybe over 6 months, right? Sit and watch them for 6 months, and then you're going to have a better understanding how they're working. How much I can make 15,000 account in a month? Zero. You're going to lose it. Please, how can I purchase MarketFluidity using crypto? Email sales@marketfluidity.com. You didn't take 90% in gold trade at 15 pips? No, I didn't. If you look at my history, all the trades I've taken in pre-NY, I've secured them at around 10, 15 pips, and then they've continued running more. So this time, I let it run. I didn't close. I let it run, and it ran to nice profits, $380. I'm new. Please tell me about SRC. Watch the video. Regards from Canary Island. Oh, there we go. 15-minute candle has closed. Wow, 30-minute candle is also coming into this area. Now, this is what I'm concerned about, this rejection area right here in the 30-minute. But on the 15-minute, that's clean range. So we'll have to see what happens here. Probably want price to retrace here a little bit. Let's take a look at our Chinese indicator. Chinese indicator is saying that dollar is strong. So if the dollar is strong, that means gold should push down. Let's take a look at the pre-markets. Let's look at the pre-markets data. Pre-markets data is saying that, oh wow, okay, we're negative, okay. But not that negative, you know, not that negative. We need to be super negative to have some sort of an influence over here. Chinese indicator is just whatever, you know, it's just a joke. Did you have problems with patience in the start? Yes, I did have problems with patience in the start. Let's take a look at this chart by Mr. Olalere Sharif. Olalere Sharif sent a chart. Let's take a look at this. Hello, mentor. Got my first trade watching your channel. Oh, nice. Look at that. The guy got the same trade as mine. Beautiful. Very, very, very nice. Guy deserves a cookie. In 5 to 13 video, can you make it history of orders and deals so that we can see where you partially closed? Okay, yeah, we can do that. How to do that? Oh, this is how you see that. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is where you can close partials. Interesting. You can see all this where I closed partials and stuff. Very, very nice. Beautiful. All right. How many years back did you take your Twitter DP? I don't even remember what's my DP. Oh, that one. That one's like around maybe 15 years ago. 15 years. Yeah. What problem do you experience in your day-to-day life and you feel that this needs to be solved and you will pay to resolve that problem? Will I pay to resolve a problem is people delivering projects on time. Like a lot of people I work with, they have really shit time management skills. They don't deliver things on time, and it just pisses me off, you know. But you know, it is what it is. With someone still being in debt but still wanting to learn FX in the process, how much do you think it's worth sacrificing to put into a trading account to start getting experience? Is $100 too little to save until 500 as a minimum goal? I think 100 is good. I think 100, if you can grow it to like 200 or 250 in like a month and a half, I think that's still pretty good. Like I grew my $5,000 account to almost 10,000 now in about a month and a half. So I think a month and a half, you're going to start to understand where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. Are you more patient? Are you more like, you know, anxious when you're waiting for trades and stuff like that? I think 500 also is a pretty good amount, because with like after you run a $100 account and you then do 500, then in essence you're trying to grow 500 into 1,000, maybe in like 2 months, 2.5 months. How much longer that time takes, you know? So yeah, you can always deposit more into an account after you build confidence. That's correct. Hey Raja, started a funded account today. I'm down 3%, lost confidence, and my mind is blowing. Any advice? Did you take any education? How can you go to a funded account without having any education under your belt? If you don't have education and you're down 3% on a funded account on an amount you've never ever seen before in your life, how can you make that work? How's that going to work? So stupid, so dumb. I see people, I see poor people. That's what I'm going to say. I see poor people buying these funded challenges with no education, just so that they can trade a $50,000 account, a $100,000 account. This is godforsaken money they've never seen in their life at once, and they think that they'll pass that challenge. No, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know, you need to have some sort of education before you do that. That's why I say, if you're a consistent trader and you're consistent on a small account, $500 account, $200 account, and you're consistent for 6 months, 5 months, 6 months, then you've proved to yourself that you can trade a funded account. If you're not that person, these aren't going to work for you. These aren't going to work for you. Like, look at all the mentors out there. Look at Austin, what's his name? Austin's Hilver FX, right? He admitted that he took a lot of funded challenges and he failed those challenges, and now he's a funded trader, right? He's a funded trader with none of his own capital, and now he's a funded trader. You know, I mean, come on, man, come on. You need to have your own Aston Martin. Bangladesh is in a total debt of 95 billion. Please, mujhe aake bachao. You know what I was looking at? I was looking at a lot of countries that are in debt today. You know, and first of all, I was also looking at Dubai debt, and it's kind of scared me at all. Like, look, Dubai is in a debt of like 49 billion. But then I looked at country debt list, right? And then I looked at this country debt list, because I was trying to see that if there's going to be a big market crash or, like, you know, something like that, so to buy property or not. And then I looked at this number right here: US $24 trillion in debt. Trillion. You know, and then I looked at Indonesia, 400 billion, Russia, 489 billion, India, 620 billion. And some of these countries are thriving. You know, South Korea, 400 billion. Just in Pakistan, 122 billion, better than India. But still, our country is struggling over here. You know, and you go all, as you go down, you can see the per capita also decreases too, because these like small countries, like no one hears about, like Montserrat, 1 million in debt. You know, it's like a colony. You have this one right here, Liechtenstein. You have Nauru, 33 million, 14 million in debt. I can take this country, Tuvalu, out of debt, out of my net worth. My net worth can pay for this debt. My trading account can pay for Wallace and Fortuna debt. I mean, you know, I feel pretty humble now looking at this. I can pay off their debt. This one right here, I don't know, 1 billion, I'm not sure. Probably Mr. Beast can do that, but anyway. Let's take a look at pound yen. Pound yen is coming up over here now. The 30-minute candle is about to close. I think that's going to be very interesting to see how the 30-minute candle closes. We're coming up towards 171,800. You should pay their debt and become the king. Yeah, it's a French colony. So now, see this 15-minute candle we're retracing. We want to see if we can create some sort of a support to move up, or if we close below 1639, I think we can continue pushing down. To whom they owe the money to? IMF. They owe the money to IMF, and I don't know. It's just, there's a big reset coming in 2030. A big reset where all the debt is going to be forgiven on the cost of the assets you own and the debt you have. So let's say you own a home, you're on mortgage, things are going to be so expensive, inflation is going to be so rampant, mortgage rates are going to be so high that you won't be able to pay your house, you know, and governments and banks are gonna come along and say, "Hey, man, listen, do you wanna wipe off out all your debt? Well, we're gonna take your assets in, and then you're gonna have no debt." It's not to scare you guys, but that's something that basically is gonna happen. Like if you guys Google 2030 agenda 2030, you're gonna see that. I passed FXM 100K valuation phase 1 on Friday and still not received phase 2 support. Said they will send on Thursday. Why to delay? Oh, I don't know. Probably they're working on something. You'll own nothing and you will just be happy. As Justin Trudeau said. Yep. It's called repossessions. Yes. What would you say the biggest difference to you compared to an average retail trader? I think to all successful traders like myself and some other people here watching as well that do withdraw money on a consistent basis, I think the big difference is patience and just waiting for price to print the way they want. That's about it. Let's take a look at this. Sahil sent a chart, pound yen. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I looked at this too. This happened in pre-London, right? Yep, I looked at this as well. Very nice. A personal question, did you already have your kids when you start trading? Yeah. Oh, yes. I've been watching your streams back in 2020 and switched to SMC. I watched your streams since 2020 and switched to SMC, but man, I feel like I wasted these years. Should have stick to your style. You are a trader, but you came back. Is Domain Markets registered broker? Yes, registered in SVG. I have seen your video where you give sessions timings, but what about timings when it shifts? How can we find it? It's the same time, man. It's the same time. If London opens at 8 a.m. London time, and even if there's a time change, do you think they'll open at 7 a.m. London time or 9 a.m. London time? Still gonna open at 8 a.m. London time. That's it. It's still gonna open at the same time. The time's not changing. It's the same. It's the same thing. How many kids would you want? You are a big family man with enough funds to raise many kids. What's your thought on that? Off to work. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Ryan. Welcome, welcome. To be honest, I don't want a lot of them because I think 2 or 3 are more than enough. Any more, then you lose your time to have some fun in life. You know, those are just my thoughts. Because man, it's just, yeah, it's tough raising kids, man, when they're babies. You just can't wait for them to get independent. So yeah, quality over quantity. You want quality kids instead of quantity of kids. By seeing your face, I get to know you trade without emotions, like your smile, your anger, all seems fake. Thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. Someone finds the joy in my emotions. What's your rank in Dota? No idea. How long it takes you to compile SRC? We're still compiling SRC, so probably it's almost been a month now. It's almost been a month compiling Smart Raja concepts, and I think it's going to take the full November to compile that. Have you lost money on the market before being profitable? Yeah, I lost $120,000. What's your opinion on Top G Andrew Tate? Don't know who that is. I only have $500. Should I go with a high leverage account or funded account? Go with the high leverage account with your $500. And here's a roadmap for you, right? Don't spend $500 on a funded account. Take your 500, put it in a trading account, trade that account with discipline, right? In 2 months or a month and a half to 2 months, bring that account to a size where you can withdraw funds and use those withdrawal funds to your funded account. That way now you have a funded account for free. That's how it works, and that's how it should work, because now you've proved to yourself that you can trade profitably, and this means now you can trade a funded account profitably and make more money at the end of the day. Has anyone got paid by MFF accelerator account yet? Oh, thanks, order and deals. Andrew Tate is Muslim. Name of your screen recorder so clean it's called OBS. In Pakistan, can we deposit offline bank to the main markets? Yes, you can. Check GJ. What are we checking on GJ? Nothing. We're waiting for the candle to close. The 30-minute candle is going to close in about 2 minutes. I'm waiting for sales on gold. Yeah, let's just see what happens. I have raised my $20 to $30 in the last 20 days after watching your 10 streams. Oh, beautiful. What do you think about Maina Wolf trading approach? Is it profitable? I don't know. Ask them to show you some stats, and then you can decide whether it's profitable or not. You have to ask them to show you some stats. Without stats, there's nothing. There's nothing you can do without stats. You know, stats are something that really matter, and that's what I'm working on. I'm not gonna release SRC just, hey guys, here's SRC. I'm gonna release it with stats, and you would be able to look at everything and all that, and that's how it's gonna be released. So this is my FX book right here, and let's check out my portfolio. Oh, what's this one here? I don't remember. Oh, oh, damn! Look at that. When was this? September 2021, August 2022, 10%, 11%, $300,000 deposit. Um, this year lost. Oh yeah, still got this money, no problem. Smart Raja Concepts, Raja Retirement Fund. So this was my biggest one. Okay, so this actually did update fully. 200% gain so far, 200,000% gain. Look at this. These are the stats right here. Made about 5% so far in October. Only 5%. But 5%, based on the account size, it seems bigger. That's what it is. 2021 stats all the way into 2022. Some months were small, 10% months, 29% months. January was 11% because the volume was low. Like, you know, this was Russia and Ukraine, a lot of volume in the markets. Trade your account to 10 million next year. How many months? I think there's a cap on leverage. There's a cap on leverage after you move up to 5 million. So, yeah, there's a cap of leverage like 50 to 1. The leverage drops down to 50 to 1 after you move to 5 million. So we'll have to see. I followed the bearish trend and got stopped out. Okay, how many trades goes in lose? What should I do? My trades go in loss. What should I do? Manage risk. Learn to manage risk. Look at those trades and study those trades. You know, you have to study those trades. Let's take a look at this chart sent by Mr. Kurd Pirate. Let's take a look at this chart. You took a sell over here when there was support right here and you lost the trade. This wasn't a trade to be taken anyway. Bad trade. सर कभी उर्दू में भी सेशन कर लो पाकिस्तानी होना yeah. You know what? Most of the hate I get online, most of the hate that I get online are from people from my own country. Most of the hate. 90% of the hate I get is from Pakistanis. People from my own country, from my own culture, from my own religion. Those are the people that show me the most hate. They abuse me, they say bad things, all this and that. I don't really care. But that's where most of the hate comes from. Why? Jealousy. Oh, hate and love. Hate and love come from them, the most of it. You know, it's all hate and love. And that's all because of jealousy. Because the problem is that we all came from the same place. We all came from the same place, but I made it. And they didn't. That's it. And they're jealous. You know? They're jealous. And that's very normal. The most hate you're ever gonna get is either gonna be your family or the people from your own community. Random people are never gonna show you hate. It's always people from your own community, your own culture, and your own religion. Those are the people who are gonna show you the most hate. And love. Hate and love. You know. Didn't you have more money in your empty account than on your bank account? And how did that feel for you? It didn't really feel anything. I kind of felt a little bit insecure, so I moved most of it out. Have you had any plan for Iranian? Nah, you gotta fix up your country first. You don't need to stream in Urdu. यहाँ किसी को कामयाबी नहीं देखते. Yeah. People who know they don't want to see you like the yeah, it's true. What advice would you give in regards to high time frame bias like weekly, daily, 4-hour, and extremely low time frame entries like 7 minutes? 7 minutes, 2 minutes. Take 7 minutes and 2 minutes out of your vocabulary. Let's take a look on the 30 minute. The 30-minute candle has closed. See this 30-minute candle now. This is 15-minute. It's setting up to continue pushing up. And I think the only way we could move up before NY Open is going to be once we start creating a minor support, start to push up. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. Oh, huge rejection on the 4-hour. 30-minute bullish, 1-hour bullish. My girl in the back saying facts pertaining to haters. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She's a real one. She knows. Please give your thoughts about gold 1 hour. Last candle with no top wick and next candle broke it. That's the opposite of sell you took today. Opposite of sell you took today. Yeah, but no, it's not the opposite of sell. This had to be bearish. When you study your wins and losses, could you please explain your thought process, what you would say to yourself when doing this? I've talked about this a lot of time. It's true that hate is because you are doing something with your life while they are sitting around just talking about doing something. That's correct. Like a lot of people are just daydreamers. They dream about things, but hey, there are very less action takers. You have to take action. I was at a wedding yesterday, and I had my Rolex on, Rolex I bought, and the guy asked me, "Hey, is that real?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's very much real." He looked at it, he's like, "Damn, man, that's crazy. What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I have my own business and this and this." And he said, "Oh, you have your own business? Seems like you're a very risky person." I'm like, "Well, why do you say that?" He's like, "Well, because running a business is very, very risky, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I asked him, "So, well, why do you think running a business is risky?" And he goes, "Well, you can probably no one can buy your stuff or no one can pay for your services and this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly." But at the same time, what if it does work? What if people do buy your services? What if you do well? What if you do make profits? What if that happens? He's like, "Yeah, that's true, but." So when he said "but," I said, "Okay, you know what? Um, how risky is your job?" He's like, "Oh man, I hate my job, like the same thing every day. I make the company X amount of dollars and they pay me X amount of dollars. I mean, it's tough." I'm like, "Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's why I have this Rolex and you have that smartwatch." Instead of them learning their jealous ignorance, that's true. All right, let's take a look at this over here. It's currently 11:36 a.m. here in the UK, and normally you would have started the stream now, but also I thought you said you were going to start in my opening. Yeah, but I also said that I'm going to announce the time. The gold trade you took on 30-minute time frame with the same setup you talked about, is this setup valid if it shows up on 30-minute? Well, this setup is valid. It shows up on 30-minute, 1 hour, 15-minute, 4 hour. But at the same time, there's a probability. There's a high probability it works. And sometimes there's going to be a lower probability it may not work. Staying broke is risky. Risking jobs you don't believe. Have you thought about giving up when you lose money in the beginning? No, I never thought about giving up. Never thought about. Because before I came towards trading, I've had a lot of failures before I came into trading. So I knew what failure was like. I've been through failures, man. Like back in the day, I used to deliver food. I was a food delivery guy. So I've had a lot of successes, and between those successes, I've had periods of failures too. So failure, it doesn't really scare me at all at this point. I can lose everything tomorrow, but I have this roadmap on how to make it all back. And that's about it. Do you know the country called Rwanda? Yes, we've sent a lot of magic keys to Rwanda. What would your advice be on the following? I have more money in my MT5 account than on my bank account. I withdraw money every week, which I can live off of. I don't have much money in the bank. What is best to do? Hey, that's great. That's great. Most brokerages aren't going anywhere. So that's great. If you're withdrawing every week to pay your expenses or whatever, I think that's amazing. That's perfect. What education you invest when you started trading? What education I invested in? I invested in Ted's mentorship group. That was my first investment, Ted's mentorship group. And that's where my Forex journey started. I paid $350 and we would trade in the morning together, all of us, during a Zoom session, and we would see where price is going to go, and then we would trade together. The exact same thing we do now. That's all what we did, and we learned along the go. We came up with ideas, different things, this and that. So it grew up to be something pretty good. I'm having trouble sending analysis. I'm just going post in Slack analysis. I didn't want to screenshot laptop, activity. Um, I did on MT5 screenshot on my laptop and tell him I said investor market fluidity. Can't wait for SRC. Thank you, Randy. Would you ever do a boot camp in New Zealand or Australia? Kami, have you been sleeping under a rock? The Australia boot camp we have in January, we have one spot left. It's sold out. When did you change platform from MT4 to MT5? I went to MT5 when I first started trading. I've never traded on MT4. Probably I traded on MT4 on a demo account, but I've been on MT5 since the beginning because I always wanted the best of the best. That's what I always wanted in life, the best of the best. You know, so when I came towards trading, there were a lot of people I could have gone with, but I went with Ted because he was the only one posting analysis, posting trades. So I thought he's the best. Perfect. And when I joined a brokerage, I found that they had MT4 and they had MT5. So I'm like, okay, what could be better, MT4 or MT5? MT5, you know, the best. So I went with the best. How many spots are in Dubai boot camp total? I can't say that, but we have one spot left in both boot camps now. Describe your biggest brawl in life. This scar right here. I watched 9 hours of videos. Ted used trend lines. How do you change his mentor to only support? I don't know. We just improvised. Is there a final price for Smart Raja concepts? Yeah, there are a number of prices floating around. There's an 800 price, and someone made fun of me. So someone said the price should raise to 1200. Someone said it should be 5000. So you know, there are a bunch of things flying around, but you wouldn't know the final thing on the final day. So let's keep it that way. Is there a bootcamp in Riyadh? No. Show us your rap song? No. I have $800. I want to invest, but I don't know what to do. I'm thinking start small online business or trade Forex, but the thing is I don't know how to trade Forex properly. Any advice? Start a small online business. Start a small online business and grow that amount. For 50K funded account, I use 0.5 lot. Do you think I should stick to this management? Sure. If it's working, sure, stick to it. Are you looking to trade sells on this 30-minute candle on GJ? No. It's a no trade range for me. Nah, I don't like it. No trade range for me. Twitter is ruthless. Twitter users are different breeds. Oh yeah, Twitter is different. Ever since I've been on Twitter, I have not looked at Instagram much at all. I've just been posting pictures on Instagram, and that's it. I've been very active on Twitter. So if you guys want to know, I am on Twitter. I post my analysis on Twitter. My Twitter is Raja Banks. If you follow a scammer there, then that's totally your fault, but my name is Raja Banks. Isn't Trump back on Twitter? No. Twitter is now fact-checking Sleepy Joe. Love it. Yeah. Hello, Raja. Watching you from Karachi, Pakistan. After watching your story on TBT, you've struggled a lot. Respect earned. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. My friends post Alibaba ads in Amazon with double the price orders. The product from Alibaba's orders, even Amazon. Should repeat Alibaba. Hawa mein paisa. Yeah, that works. We have a guy who's coming on to our Dubai boot camp from Pakistan, and he does really, really, really well. He does really well doing the same thing. Amazing. You have 25,000 followers. That's correct. When you enter a trade, as soon as you enter, the candle flips against your direction, and then would you manage risk? If there's a way to manage risk, I'm going to manage risk. You know, now follow me here, right? Follow my concept. If I'm taking a buy on a 30-minute candle, right, and I take a buy on 30-minute candle and the 15-minute candle retraces and the 15-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, I'm managing risk. Sometimes that stop below the 30-minute candle also becomes a stop below the 15-minute candle. At that point, there's no way to manage risk. So there's always a probability you can manage risk. Get on Telegram. Sorry, I'm not on Telegram. Donald Trump is officially back on Twitter. That's irrelevant to my success. Are you going to meet Andrew Tate in Dubai? That's also irrelevant to my success. Will the people who purchase the course Market Fluidity will get access to SRC? No, you'll have to pay $1,000. I can't believe this, man. Leon Banks. I can't believe this. Did you even read announcements? Did you read announcements? I posted this in announcements. The same question. There's a voice note on announcements I posted. Yeah, 10,000. You'll have to pay 10,000. Yeah. Do FXM funding execute the trades of live funded traders, or do they want traders to fail? What do you mean? What do you mean? Does a funding company execute trades for you? No, they don't. You execute your own trades. Before you started your 50K to 3 million account journey, how long were you mastering your technique? How long was I mastering my technique? I had already mastered my technique for about 5 years at that point, 6 years at that point. You should make a note of everyone who asks about SRC payment and charge them. Absolutely, I'll charge them now. You guys want to pay? Sure. Let's get that done. All right, new 15-minute candle starting. Interesting. Should I execute a buy once this 15-minute candle breaks this high? Do you use any volume indicator? I don't see one, so I don't. Sorry. How long should I be profitable before going funding? I think at least 2-3 months. 2 to 3 months. Yeah. 2 to 3 months you should be profitable. 2 to 3 months. So yeah, we're basically breaking above this high here to the left-hand side. This is a trade I'm executing on, anticipating price to continue to push up. Use the lower lot size because traditionally I have lost trades before the NY Open, and that's why I'm using a lower lot size. And considering the fact that we've had a rejection on the 4-hour down here, and we have the 1-hour rejection here, and this 1 hour moved up, and the 30-minute is also breaking the high of the previous 30-minute, and also the 15-minute here. So I think there's a good probability we should continue pushing bullish. We should continue pushing bullish. That's the whole idea. To be honest, oh yeah, to be honest, you know what? I'm gonna stick to that probability. Most of the trades I've lost have been trades I've executed on before NY Open. So I'm gonna take that probability into account, and that's the reason I closed this trade. I'm 3 months in my 3K demo account and I'm up 80%. Should I start a funded account? No. Start a live account with $100. Why Maina Wolf hating you, Mr. Raja? I don't know who that is. I had no idea who that is. In my hustle, if you can't turn around, now it's the video card. Blue FX, you don't need to pass any challenge for getting the real account, but you know what's the leverage? 1 to 3. What's the use of having a larger account then? 1 to 3 leverage? Yeah. Do you reckon, depending on risk management, the max risk should be 5% relative to balance? Sure. Master wanted to buy on-screen magic keys, but here in Nigeria, I can't pay through PayPal. No, you can't pay through crypto. It has to be by PayPal. Where is the sativa you've been smoking? I lost that pen somewhere. Are you Muslim? Alhamdulillah. How do you ignore all the noise in London volume and not get on all the BS? Because I'm mature, and that's how you can ignore all the noise. Especially when you have kids and the kids are shouting and screaming and you're trying to concentrate on your work, you automatically learn to ignore that noise. Hey guys, like the account before the master starts his blackmail. Oh, let's see over here. We have 2,800 people watching. Let's get the likes up to 1,500. Actually, let's get the likes up to 2,000. If we don't get the likes up to 2,000, the stream is going to end at NY Open. For everybody. It's going to end for everybody. The stream is going to end at NY Open if we don't get the likes up to 2,000. We have 12 minutes left. Heading to A-levels coaching. Oh, good luck. Good luck. Good luck with that. A-levels coaching. I remember being in O-levels and A-levels. Let's take a look at pound yen. Pound yen is still in a range. So this is what I'm going to call a no trade range. No trade range. Yeah, this is no trade range right here. Will you ever execute on a volatile candle in a no trade range? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And look at that. That was a very good decision to close the trade, right? Otherwise, I would have been in a, wow, 7-8 pip drawdown. See that? Executing on intuition. A lot of times when you see price moving, your gut feeling is going to be like, hey man, this is going to go to target. But then fear is going to let you close the trade. Or your gut feeling is going to say, hey man, just close the trade because my gut is saying that this is not the right trade to be in. And you have to follow your gut. You have to follow your gut all the time. I follow my gut all the time. Comes towards business, trading, anything. I've learned to follow my gut. My gut feeling has never like, you know, let me down. There have been some times where I haven't like, you know, listened to my gut feeling, and I've basically lost at that point. So now I've learned to trust my gut feeling. Probability also says that you lose the trade you take on the stream 70% of the time, just don't execute. That's correct. You have to write a book about trading psychology because you are good at it. Trading psychology is 1 to 2 trades a day. That's it. I follow my gut and miss out. See that? Look at that. Right? Great close. How much did I lose there? $18. It's whatever, man. Whatever, $18. Better than having a stop loss right here. Wow, look at that. To build a backtesting simulator like Soft4FX for MT5, it costs $4,500. Is it worth to invest? What's your opinion? I think it's absolutely worth it, $4,500. But whoever gave you that code, negotiate that code. Negotiate that code. Yeah. You can negotiate that a little bit. How many days are you consecutive losses? 0. Trade respected the agent support? Well, seems like it. Volume has been low today? Yes. Will you teach Forex to your kids? I don't know. No. Wouldn't really bother. I teach them how to sell. That's what I would teach them. How to sell. If you can sell and you have confidence and you have personality, you will never ever be broke in life. You can go up to becoming a CEO. You can go up to starting a company, starting an organization. You can do a lot of things if you can learn how to sell. And that's what I'm going to teach them. What's more profitable, EA trading or manual trading? Both. Why not to buy? Why not to buy? Because we already have a lot of consumers in the world. Been trading for 2 years, investing, told myself that I would rather teach myself small and teaching on a live account. Biggest growth was $30 to $500 to 6 months. Overall losses $400. Any advice? Just go over your losses. How can I sell online, in your opinion, as an SEO services provider? Fiverr. Do that on Fiverr. You know, do that on Fiverr. Help an influencer with their SEO. But in return, tell that influencer that in payment to shout you out. You guys need to understand, whenever you're trying to sell to an influencer, don't charge them a lot of money. Don't charge them. In return, ask them if they can shout you out. Just do that. Ask them if they can shout you out, because that's the biggest payment you're going to get, because you're going to get more clients that way. You know, like a lot of people, they want to charge this huge amount to people just as like a one-off thing. In my language, they say this. Listen to this very carefully. Very carefully listen to this. Oh, someone is saying gold is melting. You're absolutely correct. Gold is actually melting. This seems like a great idea to risk some profits, right? Now, listen to this. Listen to this. I was going to say, okay, yeah. So in my language, we say this, right? You have a chicken. Focus on eating the eggs from the chicken. not the whole chicken. Because if you eat the whole chicken, you're never going to get to eat the eggs. And the chicken's gone, egg is gone, everything is gone. So focus on eating the eggs from the chicken, not the whole chicken. Please tell me why all your winning trades are out of the live sessions and most of your losing trades are from the lives right here. Because I have losing trades in lives because price doesn't move where we want it to move. If you look at the price, it just consolidates, you know. But the great thing is I manage my risk. That's the great thing. I manage my risk. Did you take any trade? I think you're either blind or you're deaf. Still no live account from FXM. Going 2 weeks now. Yeah, they're having some issues. Where can I learn sales? You can't learn sales. You have to practice sales. You can't learn sales. You have to practice sales. You have to practice. Kids are the biggest salesmen. Kids, naturally, they're the biggest salesmen. My son, when he wants a toy, he's just consistent. He is so consistent, man. You are extremely rude. What the fuck? Well, get the fuck out of here if you think I'm rude, right? Kids are really consistent. He's like, I want a toy. When? I want it now. Which one? The big one. No, you can't. I want a toy. Which one? Big one. No, you can't. I want a toy. I want a toy. I want a toy. I want a toy. He keeps saying, I want a toy. I want a toy. So persistent that we have to get him something. Just to make him quiet. You know, and that's what salespeople are. Salespeople are consistent. The best salespeople are super, super, super consistent. You know, they don't shut up. They don't let you go. All right, so we are at 1,500 likes. The stream is going to end in 5 minutes if we don't get to 2,000 likes. If we don't get to 2,000 likes, the stream is going to end. And we will never see what's going to happen to the sell over here on gold. On which time frame do you draw your support and resistance? 30 minutes and 1 hour. Did Mina Wolf, your previous student, she had a picture with you in Forex seminar? Who is this person, man? Mina Wolf, who is this person? I don't know this person. What the hell is this? Is married to Jack Wolf. What the hell? All right, let's take a look at this over here. Google Mina Wolf. Fully POV. Oh, wow. This is some porno name over there. Okay, anyway. All right. We are at 9K. Yeah, 9,300. I closed at 12 pip profit. I took before Raja. Oh, nice. How many positions do you have open trade per week? Last week I had maybe 11 positions last week, but now it's just whatever. Why do you want to close the stream for everyone? Because, you know, it's because we're at 1,700 likes. I wanted 2,000 likes, and in 3 minutes, if we don't get to 2,000, I'm just gonna end the stream because, hey, where's my payment? My payment is in likes. I don't want to get my payment in likes. Even I was thinking, who is this person? Yeah. Making better traders, be nice to others. What's your strategy in trading in terms of logic or realistic, tangible reasons? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, right? My overall bias for gold is down. And the reason why my bias for gold is down, because they're raising the rates on Wednesday. Now, whenever we've had the Feds raise the rates, like, you know, just like before, gold has dropped bearish Monday, some retracement on Tuesday. The reason why it has dropped is because the market sees increase in rates on Wednesday and says that, okay, you know what, we need to price this in, and that's why gold falls down the first day of the week. So that's what I'm expecting over here. Also, technically, when we look at this, we had a resistance form, candle closed above this area, and then we created resistance, and now this candle is forming at this point. Now, in the next 2 minutes, right here, in the next 2 minutes, if this candle closes below 1639, 1640, then this move up becomes a fake out, and there's a very high probability we can continue pushing down to support, and by NYC open we can continue pushing further down. That's what we're expecting with this fake out. Only if this candle closes below 1639.40. If we close above this area, then it's not going to go down, so that's something we have to identify. So we are at 1800 likes. We are 45 seconds away, and the stream is going to end here very, very soon. So that's what I'm expecting here. I think risking some profits here to make more, it's perfectly fine, because I've still made about what, $300 so far, around like 280, I guess. 280. I'll go with 280, no problem at all. 280 is way better anyway. All right, done right here. Ending the day with $259 in profits. I'll take it, no problem. Look at that, candle closed above this area. 30-minute candle also closed above this area, so very, very tough. Pound yen, we're still consolidating. It is what it is. So take care, everyone. We're going to see you on Wednesday, a New York session, and then we're going to have FOMC on Wednesday as well later on. So we're going to see you then. Take care, everyone. Be safe, and peace and love to all. Goodbye.